All right, boys and girls, good morning. Welcome to class today. Everyone, cameras on. Guys, I want to be a little more interactive, and let me explain why I get to this rationale. Okay. My style of teaching is I will 100% trust you guys until I feel like you can't be trusted. Okay. Now, here's some things I got to tell you why I'm coming to the solution. First of all, some of you guys are still showing me a nice window in your picture. Some of you guys are still showing me a ceiling fan. Some of you guys are showing me your nice white walls in your house. Some of you guys, I'm seeing part of your ceiling, part of your stuff. Guys, that's not what I want to see. I want to see you paying attention to the lesson. Now, another thing, guys, is I am really good at being able to tell if you're focused on the lesson or not based on what I say in your body language, okay? If I see you doing this and I'm not saying any jokes, I know you're either chatting with your friends or you're talking to someone in the background, okay? Guys, I get it. I get it. Sometimes it's boring. I get it. Last week, my lesson was boring. I get all that, okay? But when most of you turn in your heart rate assignment not correct, I go to one of two things. One, either you guys weren't paying attention when I taught it, or two, I didn't teach it well. I will take it that I didn't teach it well sometimes, okay? But most of you, almost 90% of you, didn't follow directions very well. Okay. And I'm being a little over exaggerated 90%. It was more like 50, 60%. But still, if I have 50, 60% fail, I failed. Okay. So I let you guys down in a way. But first, I want to take us back and make sure we're paying attention. So right now, I want everyone to get out a piece of paper. And I understand a lot of you guys had this correct. I also want you to have a calculator ready, whether it's your phone or not. You should not be on your phone, guys, for these Zoom meetings, okay? If you need a Chromebook, the school has Chromebooks for you, okay? You should not be on your phone. I understand sometimes things come up, but you should not be on your phone. All right. So right now what we're doing is we're going back over a lesson before. We're figuring out our target heart rate, okay? So I'm going to do it. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to do it on a Word document, and you guys are all going to do it for yourself as well. All right. So I'm going to do mine. So first of all, I got to figure out my maximum heart rate. Okay, so I'm going to put a lot of detail here on this. Okay, maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. Okay, so mine is going to be 220, and I am 42 years old. Okay, so I'm gonna always put that in my calculator so I don't make a bonehead error. Some of you guys made some bonehead errors, which I make them all the time. That's why I put them in my calculator. 220 minus my age. So my maximum heart rate is 178. That is my maximum heart rate, or MHR. Okay. Now I got to figure out my resting heart rate. Okay. Now my resting heart rate is 3 consecutive mornings, and a lot of you weren't able to do this. Mornings of my heart rate when I first wake up, okay? Now, if some of you put your heart rate at like 110 or higher, okay, you didn't do it when you first wake up, or you need to go get checked out, okay? Because if your average over 3 days was either you're having very bad dreams or something. My resting heart rate right now, okay, and I have advantage of a watch, is 46. Now, this and age is going to be unique to all of you guys, okay? So my resting heart rate is 46. That's what it equals. So now I'm going to take my maximum heart rate, and I'm going to minus my resting heart rate. Okay? And there, what I'm going to get is I'm going to go 178 minus 46. And I'm going to get 132. Okay. Now I'm going to take 132 and I'm going to put it into 2 different equations. Okay. First of all, I'm going to figure out my low range, and then I'm going to figure out my upper range. Is everybody following along with me? Okay. This is where it's going to get interactive. We're going to do this together. Okay. And then I might call on one of you to tell me what number you get. Okay. So I'm going to take 132, and that number is going to be different for all of you. And I'm going to multiply that. For this one, we're going to do 0.60%. And for upper, I'm going to do 0.85%. I know that might have been different what we did before. Okay, so understand it's percentage, but I already put it as 0.6 and 0.8. So my lower range is going to be, now I go 79.2, and I'm going to add back in, this is where some of you messed up, my resting heart rate. So I add back in 46. Okay, so I do this, and my lower range is 125.2, and that's going to equal 125. So that is my lower range. 125 is my lower range. All right, go ahead and unmute yourself. Ariana, what'd you get for your lower range?
149.
And that's about right. So that's what I looked at. So you guys as teenagers, your lower range should be somewhere in between 145 and 160. Everybody, by a show of hands, tell me if you got between 145 and 160. Okay. Did anyone get any bogus numbers there? Okay.
I got 141 also.
140, that's fine. That's perfect. That's okay. That's especially if you're okay. Now I'm going to figure out my upper range. Okay, now I'm going to go 132 times 0.85, and that's going to equal 112.2. And then I'm going to add back in my resting heart rate again. Oops. So my upper range, keep in mind this should be an equal right here, guys. My upper range is 158.2. which is going to equal 158. So my range of my heart rate, specific for me, should be between 125 and 158. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this a little further, and I'm going to go to my workout this morning. I'm going to go to my workout this morning that I did, one of them, and I'm going to look, my average heart rate on my workout this morning ranged between 140 and 155, so I am in my range of what I wanted to be in, okay? I am in my range. I didn't get above 158, and that's kind of where I want to be in. My whole workout range was between, and I have a fancy watch, it does between 59 and 155. Okay, my average was 111, which that just tells me that's a span of my warm-up and everything. But during my workout exertion moment, I can see the little chart, I was between 140 and 155, which tells me that's good. All right. Let me see. Haley, what'd you get for your upper range?
For my upper range, I got 181.
Perfect. That's totally fine. And you guys will notice this is where it makes a big difference with the age. Okay, I am like, I hate to say this because it makes me feel old, but I am over double all of your guys' ages. So that's going to tell me it's going to be about the difference in age in this. So if you guys are like, let's say you guys were 20, there should be about a 22 difference or 20 difference in this, which is kind of like what it kind of is. You know what I mean? In that range. All right. All right. How did I do that time? Do you guys understand it better now? Okay, I'm not expecting you guys to resubmit it because I'll take that as a teaching error, but I am expecting you guys to follow along and pay attention with that. All right, we good on that now? Okay, so now this is something based on our training, based on our goals. Now we go into my favorite lesson to teach, guys. I feel like my most impactful thing I could teach you guys is goal setting. Okay, goal setting. And goal setting, we're going to align it to our fitness goals for the rest of the quarter because now, guys, we have our last movement mastery tomorrow, and then we're basically just working out, so we got to set goals. Okay, now, I understand we're all at different points. Some of you guys are advanced athletes. Some of you guys are type that are just getting into workout, haven't done it. We're all at different goals. Some of you might be training for a career that might require fitness. We're all at different goals, and that's where I'm going to let you align your goal setting sheet for certain things. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to today's PowerPoint now. You guys will notice today's PowerPoint is always located on the main. You'll notice I have 2 PowerPoints. I have the goal setting separate in one, and I also have the one I'm going to go over today in the lesson. Guys, again, this might be one of our longer lessons, and I kind of apologize for that, but I feel like this is probably the most important lesson I could teach. All right, let's see here. All right, can everyone see my my PowerPoint on the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can. All right, this is our week, guys. Our weekly goal and kind of into the focus what students will be able to do. You know, students will be able to apply, set SMART goals. Okay, and we'll talk about what SMART goals are. Apply goal setting to specific health and related and fitness goals, and we're going to do movement mastery number 5. Today, lecture, and we'll start filling out our goal sheet. Your goal sheets will be due by Friday, and it's going to take you until Friday to get them all filled out. Something we don't want to procrastinate on. Tomorrow, movement mastery number 5. Wednesday, we'll do a yoga workout that I will design, and then your first Map My Run is due. Remember, you can start submitting that as of today. Thursday, I got a lot of people that are behind on the Map My Run for last week, so you're going to have to figure that out. Thursday, we're following a YouTube workout together. That's kind of a workout with coach, but we'll be following the YouTube video. And Friday, we have no Zoom. Your goal setting sheet is due, as well as your Map My Run due date. All right, goal setting, okay. Goal setting, we're gonna use a SMART goal setting concept. A lot of you probably have heard of this. That applies to specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timetable, also tangible, okay. If you're working 80 hours a week, being a full-time student, some of the goals might not be tangible that you're setting, so you're gonna have to adjust them for that. Goal setting and time management, they kind of both go together in my opinion. Very important that we understand how to do them. So we're going to set effective goals and have accountability. Okay. And the accountability is kind of going to be yourself, and I'll chime in as you guys see it beneficial. Let me remind you guys, pay attention. I can't see all of you right now, so you might see me stop share my screen to check in you guys. Defining goals. Okay. So in order to define goals, first you got to set some things. Time management plays a factor into goal setting. Leading to short-term, medium-term, and long-term objectives, okay? A lot of people set a long-term objective. For example, some of you might say your goal right now is to graduate from college, okay? But in order to graduate from college, there's some short-term, medium-term goals. A short-term might be to get straight A's in classes right now. A medium-term might be to graduate from high school. But you got to have those benchmarks for the overall kind of goal. You want to identify your overall goals. Some of your overall fitness goal might be a body composition goal, might be like lose 10 pounds or gain 10 pounds or be able to do this and this and this. You might want to identify and apply motivational strategies to support your goal achievements. Having motivation is the most important thing. What is your motivation for doing this? I always say a goal without a plan is just a wish, and part of your plan is how important is it to you. Explore the social aspects of achieving goals. What will help out this goal? What will hinder this goal? I'm going to talk a lot about toxic people in your life. If you have people that aren't goal-minded like yourself, it's going to hurt you. Generally, people that hang out with straight A students get straight A's or get good grades. People that don't hang out with those kind of people generally struggle a little bit. Also, social media. Is that a factor that hurts you? It's a major problem right now. We want to brainstorm factors that might hinder goal achievement and possible ways to address these issues. Success begins with the goal. A goal is a desired result that you envision, and then plan and commit to achieve. You're going to commit to achieve these goals. Goals can relate to family, education, career, wellness, spiritually, and many other factors in your life. I personally enact, and I'm big on doing personal things. I usually enact what I call the F goals into my life. Faith, family, finances, fitness, and future. I'm actually going to show you at the end my goal setting sheet that I do, hopefully as motivation for you guys and for you guys to ask a good question. Generally, goals are associated with a finite time expectation, even deadlines. Okay, you don't want to have an open-ended goal. Okay, because then that's going to cause problems where, well, I won't start on it today. Well, I'll wait to do it. A lot of people do these with New Year's resolutions. That's generally when they start, and they generally have a whole year, which sometimes is too long to reach a goal. or they don't set solid benchmarks. Success begins with goals. As a high school student, many of your goals are academic and are defined for you. For example, you must complete courses to fulfill high school graduation. You must comply with certain terms and schedules. Like, for example, you had to be at first period at 8 o'clock today. You must turn in assignments at specified times. Like, for example, I generally say you got to turn your mountain bike runs by Wednesday and Friday. I'm a little more flexible, but generally academics are defined for you. They're given a timeline for you. But there are plenty of goals for you to define yourself. You get a freedom of deciding what path you want to do after high school. Some of you might go into like a trade school or an academy. Some of you might go to a four-year college. Some of you might just go into the workforce. You decide what extracurricular or co-curricular activities or outside of activities you want to be involved in. Some of you might be involved in church groups. Some of you might be involved in sports. Some of you might be involved in the band. You decide all these things. You decide what electives in school you want to take that might interest you. Some of you guys, for example, are put into certain things. Like I know choir is one generally students are generally put into. What else do you think you guys decide as a high school student? Go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know what else you decide as a high school student. Let me call on people. Luis Soto Torres, what do you decide as a high school student? Make sure you unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Like what clubs you want to partake in?
What clubs? Okay. Mr. Spitzer, what do you decide as a high school student? What else?
Like the people that you want to be around in the long run.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for. You decide who your friends are. You decide your social groups. Some of you guys might not be as social as others. I get that. My goal is to help you decide how to be social. No one's here to tell you have to be social with everyone. Some of us aren't. Some of us might be introverts or extroverts. But you still decide on your surroundings what are going to help or hinder your goal as a high school student. And this is one of the most beneficial things for your future whenever you do. As you can tell, guys, I get all into this stuff. I'm gonna get really passionate in a second because I feel like goals are so important for high school students to understand. So as far as your goals, start thinking about this. What are your top priorities? Some of your top priorities might be to keep your parents off your behind. If that's what it is, guys, that's totally fair. But remember, that's overall for the best interest of you guys. What should my skills and interests make my goals realistic for me? What are you good at? Some of you might be good at school. You ever have that student that never studies but gets a straight A, or have that friend, or are you that person? They're just good at school, or they can figure out the test, what the teachers are asking. Some of you might be that person, you know what I mean? But are you really pushing yourself, okay? What makes my goals believable and possible? Are my goals measurable? How long will it take for me to reach them? How will I know if I have achieved them? Are my goals flexible? What will I do if I experience a setback in my goals, like a family issue comes up? The gym shut down if you have a fitness goal. Are my goals controllable? Can I achieve them on my own? Are my goals in sync with my values? Okay, like for example, if your goal might be to be more social or go to more parties or meet more people, does that align with your values? Does that align with choices, decisions, consequences? I don't know. This is really hard to think about in this manner. Guys, this is like throwing a bunch of mud up against a wall and hope it all sticks. Okay, this is hard. And my goal is to take this and put an easier method for you. Guys, am I losing you? Do we need a quick bring back? Are we doing okay? Give me a thumbs up if we're doing okay. Give me a sideways. Okay, I'm trying to be entertaining and keep you guys interested. Okay, I'm going to go through this kind of fast. We'll focus on fitness goals for this class mainly. But as I said, SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely and tangible. A specific goal has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal. A general goal is like me. I always say, I want to be a better person. Well, what the heck is a better person? Okay, a better person is I might want to reach out to one of my students every day and ask them how they're doing. Okay, that's being a better person. That's a little more specific. A general goal would be, for me, would be implement common core standards, but a specific goal would say implement one every standard every 6 weeks that have two formative and one summative assessment. And I got these from a teaching website as far as how to be a better teacher. So I'm showing you sometimes how teachers think. I missed one. Hold on. Okay. Create a specific goal. To set a goal, you must answer the 6 W questions. Who is involved? What do I want to accomplish? Identify a location. So you're going to have to know where you're going to work out, gym, hole, park, or field. Establish a time frame. This varies. Requirements and constraints. What are constraints for your goal? Are you battling back for an injury? I know Josh, for example, has a sprained ankle right now. Yes, he's still got to set goals once he gets back. Specific reasons. You want to accomplish it for sports reasons. Some of your goals you're going to set are going to be for your sports. Some of you guys are going to be for self-confidence. Some of you are going to be a competition. Some of you guys are going to be health related. And I want to tell you guys a self-confidence thing. That's the number one thing I think this class can bring to everyone. Gaining self-confidence. Okay, getting more confident in yourself. Okay, measurable goals. Establish concrete criteria for measuring progress towards the attainment of each goal you set. This is kind of target dates for teachers. But a measurable goal for me is based on, like, for example, let's take the target heart rate assignment. A measurable goal for me is that 90% of students get it. Okay, make sure I go through it 90% and you didn't get it. So I had to reestablish the goal and go back and reteach it today. I clicked too soon. Okay, how much, how many? How will I know when it's accomplished? Okay, these are kind of the measurable goal standards here. Attainable. You want to set an attainable goal. If your goal is to be a bodybuilder by tomorrow, that's not realistic. If your goal is to finish college in 2 years, that's probably not attainable. It kind of figures off with the realistic thing. Is it attainable? Is it attainable based on your parameters? What are your parameters? Some of you guys just want to be done with high school because you're over high school. That's not really attainable because you just can't be done with high school. You can attain any goal you set when you plan your steps wisely and establish a time frame that allows you to carry out these goals. Goals that may have seemed far away and out of reach eventually move closer and become attainable. Not because your goals shrink, but because you grow and expand to match them. Okay. Now, if your goal, this is the most one that I can think about. If your goal is to be a professional athlete, I will never tell you can't be a professional athlete. But what I will tell you, your first goal is you better be one of the best players on your team first. You know what I mean? So saying be a professional athlete as a goal, that's not really attainable at this time. So your goal might be to do everything to be the best athlete on your team right now. Realistic goals. A goal must represent the objective toward which you are both willing and able to work. Okay, are you willing to do it? That's the thing. Some people have great goals, but are they willing to? Are they willing to tell their friends, you are a toxic friend. You are not helping me reach my goal. Okay, and are they able to do it? If you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to reach your goal, are you able to do that? You know, are you willing and able? Realistic goals. To determine if your goal is realistic, you must ask questions such as, do I truly believe that it can be accomplished? Do I truly believe in it? Have I accomplished anything similar in the past? Can I identify the conditions that will have to exist to accomplish this goal? Okay, let me stop sharing real quick. Okay, and I'm going to go to you guys, and I'm going to talk about something realistic with me. Okay, and I really think that's a good way for me to relate to my students. Guys, if you would have asked me when I was your age if I was going to go to college, I would have said, I don't know. Because it wasn't something that was attainable. None of my family members went to college. And I'm not telling you guys that's like bad on me, that it's bad that none of my family members. I grew up in a percentage, my high school, 20% of people from my high school went to a 4-year university. At RB High, it's probably closer to 70%. I grew up in a migrant community. I used to switch schools every year. So up until high school, at Halloween, I would switch schools and go to a different school because my dad worked in the produce. I grew up as a minority. Okay, yo hablo español muy bien, pero yo soy gringo. Okay, so Vincent, that making you laugh? but guys, that's something that I had to really think: are these attainable for me? What do I got to put in place? With that, I wasn't naturally intelligent. My parents couldn't help me with my homework. Once I got to algebra, my parents couldn't help me with my math, so that's something really to look at as far as realistic for the time you're in now. Okay, and timely goals. A goal should be grounded within a time frame. With no time frame tied to it, there is no sense of urgency. Okay, tangible is something that also goes in effect. Like sometimes, like right now, like people didn't have access to a gym, so they might have to adjust their goals to be tangible. All right. Writing a SMART goal for fitness. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So I have took all the SMART goal philosophies and I have made you guys a Google spreadsheet that we're going to go over in a second. Things that we have learned to come into factor. We've learned about the FIT principle. We learned FIT is frequency, intensity, time, and type. Every time you hear FIT principle, you should almost say that in your head. We've got an idea of what the overload principle is. We've got an idea what the progression principle is. We understand health-related fitness concepts: muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. And just to remember, I just kind of went over this. FIT principle, it's necessary information need with an exercise regimen. You need to know how often you exercise, the level of effort needed, how much time needed, workout, and this type of exercise. And when you get to your goal, you're going to have to apply this as your goal goes. We will do stuff in this class to facilitate your goals, but you're going to have to come into this. Overload, improve or increase, okay? And I'm going to show you an example in my goal sheet, what I've done to that. If not, you'll plateau. If you do the same thing every day, you're going to plateau, okay? You're just going to, it just happens. Progression, we got to go slowly to avoid injuries. We can't go too heavy too soon. We can't do too much too soon. That's the idea of progression. Health-related fitness concepts again. Subjective goals are I will get faster. Objective goals are I will run the mile under 8 minutes by the beginning of June. Okay, there's got to be more specificity, and that's the difference between subjective and objective. Outcome of these goals, results oriented, will be winning a race, being accepted in San Diego State University. Performance will be running the mile under 8 minutes, getting A's or B's on a report card. In the process, how of an activity, a distance runner lengthens his stride, studying every night and completing all the assignments on time. That's how they would do the outcome and the performance goals on this to get in to San Diego State University, because that's the ultimate outcome, being accepted in San Diego State University but winning a race. What are your goals? If I had to guess, as far as fitness, these most common answers you get to the question. And almost none of you guys said this, and I know it might be uncomfortable, but the most common thing I hear is to build muscle, to lose fat, to gain weight, to lose weight, to get toned. There's no such thing as toned. To increase strength, to improve performance, to get in shape, to be healthier. Any combination of the items listed before. Okay. All these are broad answers. Okay. These are broad answers to your fitness goals. And guys, I'm going to put this in very much then. So what is your current goals? A lot of times people's goals are either team looks or team performance. Okay. Team looks versus team performance. What does that look like? Team looks, these people in the group have the primary goal of improving the way their body looks. Getting six-pack abs, being that Instagram model, that Insta influencer that influences people based on what they do. These vary, guys, and there's nothing wrong with these goals, but you got to understand if you're performance-based, team looks might take a backseat. Okay, team performance, a primary goal to improve the way their body performs. Okay, these are more the athletes. Get faster, get better at a certain activity. And guys, this PowerPoint's for you if you want to ever look back at it. Team looks versus team performance. Think about what group do you think you are in now? Team looks versus team performance. I don't want you to tell me, but think about which one you are. And you might think, oh, coach wants me to say team performance. I don't want you to say anything. These are your goals. You just got to think about what you are. Now, if you tell me you want to be the best football player possible, but then your goals align to be six-pack abs and doing that, that doesn't really align. So that's where you really got to think about your goals. Social aspects for achieving your goals, okay? Like-minded people will live like-minded lifestyle. Friends support goals and not get in the way of them. I want you guys, I'm going to stop it right here. What are some other aspects as far as your friend groups that might help or hinder your goals? What are some examples you could think of? Let me see. Let me have David Reyes. What are some examples? Okay.
Some examples of what?
You there, David?
Yeah.
What are some examples of how friends might help or hinder your goals?
They inspire you or something like that.
Okay, they inspire you. No, that's no. And how might a friend inspire you?
By like giving you motivation or some shit like that.
Perfect. No, don't curse, please. Yeah, no, that's a
Oh,
great
my bad.
example. That's a great example. So, for example, find a group of friends whenever you make your goals that you will share your goals with. Have that support group, people that you share your goals with. Some of you might be a sibling. Some of you might be your parents. I challenge you to share this goal sheet when we make it with your parents or with your siblings. Okay? Share it. Have that accountability system. Now, if you share it with a friend and they go, this is stupid, Coach Joe's cray-cray, like stuff like that, they're not going to support you. That's a toxic person with you. Okay? You want to have someone that's going to support you, not someone that's going to bring you down. Also, that friend that like, man, I want to go to bed early. I want to wake up early tomorrow and work out. That friend that says, no, go out. Let's go to In-N-Out. Let's go to In-N-Out. Hang out. Stop being lame. That's not a friend that's supporting you. Okay, that's not a friend that's supporting you. So you got to make sure you have think about those things. Coach Joe's keys to overall goal setting, fitness related. Nutrition goals, number 1. Make it lifestyle based, not on a diet. Resistance training plan, fit principle used to make both muscular strength and endurance. I feel like this is a big problem. A lot of times, especially athletes, focus on strength and not the endurance aspect. Cardiovascular plan. Specific goals will once again set this plan. Flexibility plan, specific goals will set this plan too. And the thing I talked about before, this is the most important thing, have a support system, accountability, a motivation group, and have a buddy or two. If you want me to be your motivation, I am 100% fine with that. I am 100% fine with that. And last thing, benchmarks and check-ins to be able to make adjustments. Always have benchmarks and check-ins with your goals. All right, what do those look like that? Starting this week, we're going to fill out this sheet. Guys, this sheet is probably one of my most favorite sheets I made. Okay, and here's how it's going to look. Now, everyone needs to pay attention because this is going to be a working sheet. You need to save this, have access to this, because you are going to constantly be filling out this week, this thing. So for each category, I have come up with 3 choices, and you're going to choose one of these. So cardiovascular endurance, your goal is going to be a 1-mile run, a 2-mile walk, or a 2-mile run. Notice this generally aligns with what you do on your mountain mile run. Okay, you're going to pick one of these, and I'm going to show you my goal sheet in a second. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your starting this week and put it in this orange box. Is everyone following along with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're following along with me. Nathan, are you good? Good. Okay, Alba, you good? Everyone good? Okay, so you're going to put it in here. So, for example, if you run 1 mile in 8 minutes and 40 seconds, you'll put 8 minutes and 40 seconds in there. After you do that, you're going to set what your goal is going to be. Okay, now, notice I have the goal of April 5th down here. That is our finals week. Okay, and our benchmarks, that's going to be our final check-in. You want to align it to reaching it then. So to give you an idea, my goal was originally to do 2-mile walk under 28 minutes. Okay, so I first off doing a 2-mile walk. I think I did it about 42 minutes the first time. Okay, 42 minutes the first time. Or no, it was less than that. It was like 38 minutes. Okay, so then I set that goal. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to write a personal statement of things you will do to achieve this goal. And this needs to be thought about. So, for example, if your goal is a walk goal, I will make sure on my walks I keep my time every time, and I walk with a buddy that makes me walk faster or something like that. What's going to be your personal statement that's going to help you achieve that goal? Next one, muscular endurance. You're going to have a choice whether it's burpees, sprawls, or squat jumps. Okay, this is done in 1 minute. How many of these can you do in 1 minute? So my goal was a burpee goal. Okay, and I'll show you all my goals in a second. So you're going to do how many you can do in 1 minute the first time, and you're going to have to do this on your own, and then you're going to set a goal on that. So if you do like 15 burpees and then you get totally tired and can't do no more, that's fine. Put 15 in there. Your goal might be to do 25 in a minute. You got to think about this. And what's your personal statement? It might be, I might do 10 burpees a day, every day after PE class, just to practice my form of my burpees, whatever it is. Okay, next one's gonna be muscular strength. And it's whether you're gonna do a hand release push-up, a full squat, or a full sit-up. And again, this is until you go to muscle failure or you lose your form. How many can you do? Mine is on hand release push-ups. We'll talk about that in a second. Next one's flexibility. This one's a little bit harder because you're really gonna have to analyze it. It might be hold a warrior one for 1 minute both sides, if you can't do that yet. It might be increased proficiency in yoga practice. That's gonna be a little harder to gauge, but it's something I've done. And it might be full range of motion, 3 movements of choice. So your movements might be a sprawl. We know a sprawl is really hard. That might be one to do. A full squat. Next one might be do a warrior 2, full range of motion, okay? That's gonna be a little harder to set. And the last one, probably the most important one, social emotional interference. What gets in the way of your goals? Is it social media? Is it laziness? Is it other distractions, bad friends? What gets in the way of your goal? And right here, you're gonna have to identify that and what you're gonna do. I don't expect you guys to go out and get new friends. That's not realistic, okay? But it might be let my friends know my goals. And what are you gonna do to do that? Okay, if you're on social media and you get the little notification like I do of, you know, you've been on social media or this much time this week, that might be an example of what you do and put in there. And then down at the bottom, you notice we have benchmarks. And those are times we're gonna check in and we're gonna redo these and see where we're at. So the week of 3-1, we're gonna go back and we're gonna do these again. We're gonna do burpees, we're gonna do sprawls, we're gonna do squat jumps. The week of 329, we're gonna go back and do this again. All right? At the top, you notice in this yellow, it says overall course fitness goal. By the end of the quarter, I will, and what might it be? I will feel better, get in better shape, whatever. It might be a body composition goal. All of these incorporate body composition. Okay, and this one might be a little more vague. Okay, it's a little more vague, and these are your subcategories of goals. Now, by a show of hands, how many think this is all coming together now? They're like, oh, now it kind of makes more sense. Hopefully this is helping you. Okay, and we could relate this to school too. You could always use this sheet and put in all your goals for school. It might be homework completion. It might be not procrastinate, all these stuff for school too. This is mine, okay? Now, how many look at this right away and are, oh my gosh, coach, you are crazy. They're like, oh my gosh. So this is mine, guys. Okay, this is my personal one. And this is an example, again, that I will never ask you guys to do something I don't do. Okay, now, so this is how I set mine. Granted, I have more in here. So I did all the components we did, and then I did a body composition goal, I did a finance goal, I did a self-improvement goal, and I did a nutrition goal. Now, let me go over this a little bit, how I did it, and I'll take a category. So first, I'll take muscular endurance. So my muscular endurance goal was burpees, okay? So on the week of 111, I did 17 burpees in 1 minute, okay? And I was dead. Okay. And so I'm like, okay, a good goal for me is do 30 in 1 minute. Okay. And what I set for my statement is I will work to complete 30 burpees in a row without stopping. Then once I can do this, I will put myself on a minute timer. I will complete this 3 times per week. So 3 times per week. And sometimes I haven't done this. I've done 30 burpees. I've done them really slow. I've took my time, but I completed 30 burpees. So first I am gaining the concept of I will complete 30 burpees. All right. That is the first thing. An interesting one for me. And then I did 22 my first time I checked it. And then I did 26. So I'm on pace. Okay. My cardiovascular endurance. Okay. So, you know, my starting test I did, because I did 2 miles before I reached this. So I did 4-mile walk. And my first one, I did it at 14:02 average. So I want to do it under 14-minute miles. Okay. I will make sure I walk 2 to 4 times per week, taking my time. So now I've kind of adjusted to kind of a 6-mile walk. And the main reason for that is that I've kind of reached my 14-minute miles. So I adjusted to 6 miles. And this is where your goals need to change. Now, a total different kind of goal that's a couple of them that I'll show you guys that are interesting. My body composition goal. My first one was be over 200 pounds, under 10%. And my second one was over 205, under 10%. What's interesting is when I took my test last, I lost a lot of weight, and I was 191.4 and I was 10.2%. So I need to really adjust that. I'm probably not going to reach that in this time period, but I'm going to keep on that. So next time I make this, I'm going to adjust this. Now, some other goals that I did, my nutrition goal, I've been kind of perfect on. I want to do a balanced lifestyle diet. I want to do a plant-based diet of 80%, and I wanted to limit my sugars. Those are kind of the things. I was okay, but cleaning up and reset forward. And I did a detox at first, like a cleanse through Arbonne to try to do it, and I've been perfect every time, and that's part of the reason for my weight loss. So kind of these goals can do it. My finance goals, I'm constantly assessing. Am I boring you guys? Is this boring you guys talking about me? Okay, kind of. Okay, so I'll move on. But you guys can see this. But my overall goal, guys, is to continue to pursue my mission statement to provide a positive experience in my actions through my passions and experiences. To be a positive role model to society and make everyone around me better with bettering myself, and always using the motto of we can, we will, we must. Insert anything you can here. That is my overall mission statement through my goals. All right. Okay, let me stop there. Do we have a good idea of what is due this week as far as our goal sheet? Okay, let me pull up a different one. Okay, for you guys. I'm gonna share my screen again. So if we go to our week 3 on Canvas, guys, you guys are going to notice I have this whole goal setting thing here too, if you want to look at it. As you can tell, I'm kind of proud of it. But right here, guys, is your goal setting sheets. So I made it both in an Excel sheet and a Google Doc. And if you do it in a Google Doc, make sure you make a copy, because I'm not sure if it's going to update on mine. Make a copy and save it to your own. And if you guys, like if you click on these, like if you click on the Google Doc one, you will see that whole sheet is here for you to start filling out. All right. Does that come up for you guys? You see my Google Doc right now? Give me a thumbs up if you did. No? Do you see it? Yes or no? Okay, good. Thank you, Timo. Okay. And then it's an Excel here. So this will be due by Friday. So you want to start this goal setting sheet right now. So for example, if you're going to start it now, hold on, someone's in. Okay. All right, I need to change that. Thank you, Haley. I need to make sure I give you guys all access to that. I'll do that in 1 second, right before you guys do the class. So guys, one thing I want to talk about now is we got to make sure you set a plan to get these done so it's not all the way. So obviously you could do your cardiovascular fitness in your Mount My Run this week. Muscular endurance, you're going to have to pick a day to do that. I suggest you do that right after this class. I suggest you do muscular strength tomorrow after tomorrow's class. And you could assess your flexibility now and assess your social emotional interference. So you could get those done in a timely manner to make sure you have all that done. When you turn this in Friday, all that's going to be filled out is up to here. So all this up top here, all the way down here, your benchmarks will not be filled out, obviously, until those dates. Okay, that's kind of it. All right, we good with that? Okay. Now let's talk about the rest of the week, so you guys have an idea on the rest of the week. So tomorrow we're going to do our last move mastery. I might add in some more. So if you look at tomorrow, we have 7 new exercises. Okay, we're going to put these in a workout. The workout, as you can see, is right here. So we're going to put into a circuit style workout. We're going to go through all of them. On Wednesday, we are going to do a yoga workout. Okay, I'm going to design a yoga flow, and we're just going to go through it, repeating all the same movements we've done. On Thursday, I have a YouTube workout. And if you go down here, you guys can see what it is. We're doing a YouTube workout with this couple. It's a pretty cool workout because he does a more advanced version, and she modifies it a little bit, so you guys will be able to modify that. Okay, and I will add in your goal sheet beginning down here with that. 2 Mount My Runs this week and things like that. All right? All right. How did I do today? Okay, good. I wasn't too boring, right? You guys followed along? Okay, now, guys, those of you with their cameras on, you scare me. You scare me, Brooke. Okay, some of you scare me. Now, guys, here's what I want you guys to understand. This activity is probably the most important one for you. And I'm not talking from an aspect of the fitness related, but it's the idea of understanding how to set a specific goal and understand things to achieve it. Okay. Gotcha, Brooke. But guys, I will tell you, like when it comes to school, some of you might have goals to get straight A's, but you don't understand how to do it. Okay. Or strategies. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to put this in. And guys, feel free to use this sheet with anything you have. Okay. I think this sheet is probably one of my, if I was going to go teachers paying teachers and sell this, this is probably the one thing I would share on there is this, because I feel like this unit is probably my most empowering unit for students. All right. Are there any other questions for me? Okay. So the only thing to do today is your exit ticket and start on your goal sheet. All right. All right, guys. Remember, choices, decisions, consequences. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. Don't do anything you wouldn't do in front of your mom, your dad, Coach Joe, and your grandma. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day.
You too, and bye, guys and girls, men and women. Bye. Bye, Cedric. Bye, Ben.
Bye.
Bye, David Reyes.